People who had the most stress in their life live the longest. The more stress you embrace, the better you perform. If you only have one signal about a human and you want to project how long they're going to live, it's your VO₂ max that you want to know and improve. Every day, infallibly, I have at least 10 grams of creatine. I do red light therapy. I do cryotherapy every day.
You read the encyclopedia from cover to cover.
Well, if the President of the United States has time to read an hour a day, I have time to read an hour a day. One of my heroes growing up was Margaret Thatcher. She says, I could assess any minister in like 30 seconds. And if she can do it, why can't I?
Keith, welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here.
You have been dubbed as having one of the most strategic minds in venture capital today. And I think about this a lot, that some of the most successful people in the world in the tech and investing space consider themselves elite athletes. So let's flip this script right now and talk a bit more about longevity. I want to know about how Keith treats himself as an athlete. So you've been following me, which I'm so happy about, on X for quite a while. I think you actually found me back in like 2021 when I was like prolifically tweeting about sleep. And maybe
I probably favorited a bunch of your tweets.
Yeah, maybe you're like, who is this girl? And when I found out you followed me, I was
Who's
like,
this random guy favoriting all my tweets?
And I loved that, which showed me that you were one of the few people who were treating their brain like an athlete. So you were sleeping well. Now, Elon doesn't sleep. He's not really into sleep. And then I do see other successful entrepreneurs and investors who are treating their bodies like athletes. So I want to completely dissect you right now from the head to the toe. And let's talk about blood work, for example. You've gone off and done a whole range of longevity workshops.
Yeah, I try to find people who are at the cutting edge of research, but very credible.
Yeah. And
see what I can learn. And it's intellectual curiosity applied to basically your body and brain and life. So I follow people on Twitter. I read their stuff. I read studies. And then if I find someone who has a program that I can participate in, I'm likely to opt into it. The benefit, of having some schedule flexibility and some resources like money is you can opt into doing some of these programs. So for example, on the purely sports side, but it involves recovery more than actually training. In 2010, I started doing this training program with a firm called Exos, where basically anybody who wants to play in the NFL trains there. Lots of World Cups winning soccer teams, including the Germans, train there. And I started doing this sort of for fun, mostly to learn about how do elite athletes train and how do they recover, and what's the latest sort of research and techniques. And then I started bringing friends along, actually. So now I did the first trip myself for a week and just read, in between sessions. And then I started bringing friends and made it like a group experience. So I've been going back, for like 15 plus years. So I learned, some techniques about training, like literally training. Also, I had some fun. Like I remember there's a funny anecdote when I was trying to do these drills and Colin Kaepernick was laughing at me because I wasn't doing them. I was not performing them that well.
Well, 2010, I'm guessing you weren't doing, were you doing VO₂max testing back then?
They did old school VO₂ maxing.
Yeah.
They didn't know, it was more for athletic purposes than now. One of the things I've learned in the last 2 years and really started to appreciate is how if you probably only have one signal about a human and you want to project how long they're going to live, it's your VO₂ max that you want to know and improve. And so, but back then when we started doing the VO₂ max, it was more for improving performance.